Logan, you're sexy too.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be, and do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
All right, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to your Thursday night episode of Unscripted, live as always, episode number 362, fastly approaching that 365, almost a whole year of shows, fellas. Having a fun time doing it, as always. Joining me tonight on this Thursday episode, as always, Jay McLovin. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I am living large, baby. When I say I'm living large, and you're gonna find out more when we do close to home. But it's so happy. I'm so glad that Frankie C is here and he can hear my rant because it is amazing. Let's have a good show, boys.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. And as Jay just mentioned, joining us tonight is the host of the Frankie the Yankee Show, the man himself. Tonight, he is Foxborough Frankie C. As you can see, preseason week 1, Houston and New England. He's got the gear, he's got the jersey, the ring, the hat. Frankie, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Kickoff just started with the Patriots and the Texans over there in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and I couldn't be more excited than to watch my first game, not official as a regular season, but to see my boys on the field for the first time than all of you guys. Jay, when you go ahead and you talk about your close to home segment, I'm not going to pay 2 cents. I'm not going to pay 2 months because you're not going to be talking to Frankie the Yankee. It's Foxborough Frankie C right now.
Okay. Well, before we get into our close to home segment, be sure if you like the show tonight, follow us on social media. It's really easy to do so. Just go in our description of all of our social media channels, and you can find our link tree, which is one-stop shop. You can find all of these links down below. Facebook, of course, our main hub at Unscripted. At x.com, twitter.com, whatever it's called, Unscripted Guys. Frankie's putting in good work over there. TikTok is my realm, Unscripted Sports. Also, Unscripted Sports on YouTube as well as Twitch. And also, Stat Guy been putting in the work. 2 articles since our last show on Tuesday. He's doing college football division previews, conference previews. He did the Big Sky, and earlier today he posted about the Missouri Valley Conference. Both great reads. Go check it out if you want to learn more about these 2 conferences heading into the 2023 NCAA season. Well, fellas, I know we just got started, but I think it's time we go home. All right, you already know what it is. Close to home, 10 minutes on the clock. Jay, you look super eager to get things rolling, so I will give you the ball, my friend. 10 minutes and go.
Yes, the Astros just came off a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles, the number 1 team in the AL, the number 2 team in the baseball league, MLB, period. So number 2 team, but number 1 in the AL. All right, 66-50 right now is our record. 2 games, well, probably 3 games back of the Rangers at this point. And again, we're in second place of the wild card. Tucker. I don't mean that. Tucker hits 2 home runs in game 2 after a grand slam in game 1. What? Fromber, game 1, took the win, 7-6 over the Astros took the win 7-6. Fromber coming off a no-hitter, gave up 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs in 7 qualified innings. Stanek came in the 8th, allowed 0 runs, and got the win due to bases loaded in the 9th, where Tucker got the home run. The grand slam, baby. I don't care how you call it. It's a grand freaking slam on the number 1 team in the AL, gets the win, bar none. Bar none. So, again, losing pitcher was Rodriguez. He did everything he could do to win, let's be honest. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts. Bowman gave up the 1-1 in relief. And Batista, we all know that Frankie the Yankee, he's not on right now, but Frankie the Yankee loves Batista. In 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, 4 runs, and the grand slam, baby. And the grand slam. And Batista's going to be important in a later conversation. Pena went 3 for 4. Tucker 2 for 4, 5 RBIs. How the hell Tucker isn't getting more recognition is freaking beyond me. Because if you're watching the game of baseball, everybody freaking knows Tucker belonged at number 1 in the All-Star game. But it's okay, man. It's all right. Game 2, we went 8-2. Astros dominate. Now we're 2-0 in the series. Javier took the mound, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run. Got the win. Now Javier is 8-2 on the season. The bullpen came up, gave 0 runs over 4 innings, and allowed only 3 hits. That's how good we're right now. Montero, Neris, Abreu, Graveman, kicking butt. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get thrown out, but they're kicking butt right now. Kicking butt. Flaherty took the loss, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Interesting. I wonder who the home run came to. Most likely it was Tucker. It was Tucker. Anyway, both starting pitchers gave up 1 home run to Tucker. Bullpen for the O's gave up 0 runs, gave up 0 hit. The bullpen for the Orioles gave up 5 runs. Altuve was 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. Bregman 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, and Tucker 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. I just want you to understand that in Game 1 and in Game 2, Tucker comes up with the big home run. Game 1, grand slam. Game 2, the deciding factor. I don't know how it is, but Tucker just does everything. We're going to talk about Tucker in Game 3 in a minute. Game 3, Hunter Brown versus Kremer. Hunter Brown's got a 4.07 ERA with a 1.29 whip. Kremer, 4.61, 1.33 whip. So that kind of sets the stage for what I'm about to talk about. Hunter Brown is now 8 for 8, went 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 7 strikeouts, 2 home runs, unfortunately. The bullpen, I want to talk about the bullpen because that's where I really want to focus on. The bullpen gave up 0 hits and 0 runs over 4 innings, and Altuve and Diaz both got home runs. Kremer got the win. But the 9th inning is what I want to talk about. The 9th inning, Bautista came up. And again, bases got loaded. I don't know if I watched the 9th inning of today's game, but it was the same situation. 9th inning, bases loaded. Unfortunately, Tucker didn't get the home run. He popped out to outfield. So it didn't come up for Tucker this go around. But I want you to know this, and this is what I want you to take away from it. The Astros win against the number 1 team in the American League in Baltimore, in their house. And we handled business. And we really should have won this game. But it's all right, because we're going to win the next 3 when they come to Houston, baby. When Baltimore comes to Houston, Astros are going to handle business. When the Yankees come to Houston, the Astros are going to handle business. You know why? Because the Astros are the best team, bar none. I promise you, in the American League. And we will be in the World Series 2023, baby. Mark it on your calendar. Mark it on your calendar. I'm done.
Strong words, as usual, from Jay. As we know, Frankie, right now, your team, you got Bailey Zappi at the helm under quarterback. We're just talking private chat. You got a sack against C.J. Stroud. And also got a nice little interception there. How do you think your team's doing early on in the game so far?
Defensively, they're doing really good. Offensive side, obviously, I want to see a little bit more. But it's Bailey Zappi. It was the first go around. I expect a little bit more on the offensive side throughout the game. Defensively, though, I'm really impressed right now with some of these young stars. But then again, it's C.J. Stroud, a rookie quarterback, and it's the Houston Texans and a shitty team that's rebuilding. So I'm not going to take much from it. But C.J. Stroud is learning right now firsthand that the NFL is different from college ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. And we'll see. I mean, like I said, this is preseason. We'll see what the young man can do. But like you said, Frankie, so far, defense is looking strong through a few minutes of play. Now, Frankie did say he's going to pass on his close to home segment. I'm sure because if something happens during the Patriots game, he'll just get sidetracked there. So we'll go ahead and kick it over to me. As you can still see, I got the Cubs logo rocking. Thanks to our boy Dustin, who we made a little bet. Cubs got the series win, so I have to rock this until next Tuesday's show. Man of my word. So Braves, tough loss today against the Pittsburgh Pirates. One of those it's one of those series, guys, where you expect your team to go in there and take care of business, but it's just one of those series where nothing goes right. It's one of those teams that the Pirates ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So they come out, their bats are just on fire. They scored 7 runs today. They scored 5 yesterday, and they scored 6 the game before, 7 the game before. So their bats were just on fire. There's sometimes not much you can do with that. Tough loss today with Atlanta, but the offense was rolling. Matt Olson hit his 40th home run of the season, so you still love to see the offensive production was there. Just the pitching this series against Pittsburgh, not what I like to see. Not the greatest, but we are going up against the Mets starting tomorrow, 7:00 or 7:10 Eastern Standard Time when first pitch is scheduled for. Hopefully the boys can get it back on track. Like I said, been a little bit of a rough stretch here. I believe we're 4-6 now in our last 10 games, but we're still doing fine. Still got a 10-game lead in the division. Not super stressed still. Like I said, also want to give a shout out. We didn't put it in our topics today, but Michael Lorenzen with the Phillies last night, throwing the 14th no-hitter in their franchise history. Always nice to see, but it was cool too. His parents were there at the game. His mother was, and I believe some of the other family members. So that was really cool to see. Just other news in the NL East. But other than that, like I said, hope Braves can get the series win against the down-and-out Mets, the team that was supposed to run roughshod over this division this year. Not so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, hopefully we can get that one there. And preseason, fellas, it's right there, right around the corner. Come Tuesday, we'll probably give a full recap, just who impressed us, either on our teams, just through the first week, and we'll go through that. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's it. That's all I got from me. Hopefully, Braves
Logan,
can
I
pull together.
want to quickly ask you something about the Braves, Logan.
Go ahead.
Before you go.
Okay.
I just want to say one simple thing. It just warms my heart. Every day I see Logan with the Chicago Cubs logo. I just want to say it warms my heart.
It doesn't eat me like that because it's not a division rival. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt me a whole lot.
It still warms my heart.
I can accept it, but I understand. I understand. I mean, Jay, that's like if you had a Falcons logo. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord, sweet Jesus.
I'm just saying. But what you got, Frankie?
So with the Atlanta Braves, and I know you didn't bring it up, but I want to bring it up. Acuna Jr. How long? I saw that he got hurt.
Oh no, he already hit by a pitch. He played today.
Okay.
He said,
I didn't know if he got put on the IL.
Nah, he said I'm walking that off, brother. I ain't doing this. He said I'm not getting hurt. Hey, joining us real quick. What's going on? Chris Gonzalez, Gonzo. It's been a minute, brother. How you been?
Not too bad, man. How's it going, guys?
Doing good, brother.
I do have one question. Why the hell do you have a Cubs logo?
So Chris, let me ask that.
Hey, so you know what that tells me?
He's a Cubs fan now.
You know what that tells me? Chris has not been watching our shows.
I noticed it the other day, but I had the sound off. I was doing something. I was like, why the hell does Logan have a Cubs stake up here?
So why do you think, Chris?
Take a gander, buddy. Take a guess.
He just had a series against Chicago. Why do you think?
Yeah.
And I made a bet with our resident stat guy Dustin Reese.
Hold on. Can I just say?
I have to have this until Tuesday. I have to do this until Tuesday. So
can I take a quick straw poll on the panelists and even the commenters, please?
Yeah.
On a scale, raise your hand, please, if you would like to see Chris Gonzalez go back to the old school goatee that he had when we all first met him? Can we raise our hand, please?
I've been saying I want that beard back for you.
I'm just saying, man. Can we get a straw poll of people that want the goatee to come back? Okay.
Hold on.
I've been hearing that a lot. It might come back.
Oh, it might come. Hey, you know what? That warms
I gotta put my
heart.
input in on it here too. Oh man.
Hey, I hope you're prepared to talk about the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, Chris. So this is you actually just came in perfect time. I just wrapped up my close to home segment. You'll talk about your Reds. In our team you want to go with, brother, the Colts. Now's your time to do so.
All right. Reds have really been struggling since the All-Star break. Went on a 5-game losing streak, 6-game losing streak, 5-game winning streak, another 6-game losing streak, and now we're 1-1, lost 1, 1-1. Only hitting like 228 since the All-Star break. We was hitting close to 260 before the All-Star break. So that's really kind of what's hurt the Reds. Pitching hasn't been terrible. We did have a bad 3 days against the Cubs where they scored like 36 runs in that series. But other than that, the pitching hasn't been too bad. But like last night, we were winning the whole game, and then we ended up losing at the end. Gave up a 3-run home run. The one pitcher he tried to use 3 days in a row. But that's our manager, David Bell, who just got extended. That's why when some people were saying maybe David Bell is manager of the year, I was like, let's slow the roll on that because it's still early in the year, and I know what David Bell likes to do. He don't go for the feel of the game. It's all matchups. I understand analytics is a big part of the game, and it can help you win games. It can help you, but that can't be the be all. And with him, it is. If he can have a pitcher that's just on a roll, as retired 12 guys straight, but now we got a left-hander coming up, so let's take him out for a better matchup. Put a right-hander in because it's going to be a better matchup. That works sometimes. Also, sometimes they can come back and bite you in the ass, and that's really bit us in the ass the last couple of nights. We have a day off today, start a series tomorrow. Hopefully against the Pirates. Hopefully we can get back on the right track. I think he needs to change the batting order up again. Batting order was doing good, and then all of a sudden he decides to move it, put Ellie De La Cruz as leadoff, and it hasn't been working out. And I don't think it's all because he's batting leadoff. He's a rookie. He's been swinging at some pitches he shouldn't be swinging at, but that's going to happen when you got a 21-year-old rookie. But I think they need to change the lineup a little bit again. Maybe go back to what we had that was working, and see if we can get a rhythm going again. And then real quick, the Colts need to figure out what the hell's going on with Jonathan Taylor, or go ahead and trade him, because I think him holding out is going to create some negative energy around the team, and we don't need that with this young team that you're trying to build a new culture. So, and I love Jonathan Taylor, so I'd hate to see him leave, but they got to get something figured out with him, either get him happy or remove him. Yeah,
it remains to be seen. It really, Chris, it came out of nowhere. Honestly,
what I think it is, Logan, because in April or late April, early May, he was all in playing the season. It wasn't about the contract. He was going to honor his contract and everything. Then all of a sudden, he fired his agent and got a new agent.
Okay.
And since he's got that new agent, everything has changed. So I don't know if the agent got in his ear or if one of his friends or family or somebody got in his ear, and that's why he fired his agent. I think somebody got in his ear. And
so I want to get your thought. What do you think of Irsay's comments, though? Because it seemed like he didn't help himself at all by saying, "Yeah, if the world ended tomorrow, who cares if Jonathan Taylor's on this team?"
Yeah, that's Jim Irsay. There ain't no way to stop it. He's gonna say things they shouldn't say, but it's kind of like having Jerry Jones as your owner. They're going to do things that you want them to do, but
hey,
ain't nothing you can do about it.
I don't know if that's really a shot or not, but
that's a shot. That's when you know football season's back.
Hold on. There we go.
How did Jerry Jones get? How do my Cowboys always get?
Talking about owner.
No, it wasn't a shot. It wasn't a shot. It was just saying they're similar owners because they'll do outlandish things that just to get out.
I understand, Chris. I know what it was. No, Chris, don't say no more. You know why you're saying what you're saying about Jerry Jones? It's because I wore a blue T-shirt today. It's blue T-shirt day today. And
so there it is.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you wear cowboy colors, the people come out of the attic. the closet, the basement. If you're in Ohio, in Indiana, they come out of the basement. You see, you can't wear a blue T-shirt. If you wear a blue T-shirt, you're like roadkill.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Man, see, this is what we like. Football's already started now, so we're back to taking shots.
Hey, wait a minute, you forgot
we had a
Frankie
nice
on the
break.
Yankees.
We had a nice break.
Hey, you forgot Frankie though on the Yankees and close to home. You forgot Frankie.
No, hey, well, Jay, I did mention that Frankie did message saying he wanted to get skipped. So,
okay. Well, if he wanted to get skipped, that's fine. You know what? I'd skip the Yankees too. They're horrible.
Exactly. They're garbage.
I mean, I would too. No, seriously, they lost today. And Frankie, with all due respect, y'all should have won today.
They didn't play today.
No, yesterday. I mean yesterday. I know your last one was a loss.
I didn't even watch it yesterday because
Yankees had day off today.
I didn't watch him yesterday because I knew Luis Severino was going to be on the mound. At that point,
I mean,
that's an automatic loss.
I meant yesterday, but I'm still thinking today. You know why I'm thinking today? Even though we lost, we still won. You know why we know we won? Because we beat Baltimore. No, we beat Baltimore 2-1 in the series, and we look. And do you know how close we are? Do you realize how close we are?
How can you lose?
I know.
Hold on, Chris. I don't know if you watched the Astros and Baltimore today, but literally it was 5-3, and it became 5-4 because Altuve got walked in. It was 5-4, bases loaded, 2 outs. All we needed was one more single or possibly a double, and we're winning this game. That's how close. Chris, I know close doesn't count, but we were really close today at sweeping the Baltimore Orioles.
Let me say this, Jay. The Orioles could have been real close to sweeping you guys as well. All 3 of them games were crazy.
How?
You guys came back on the other 2 games.
Hey, let me ask you this, Chris. When you were sitting in your seat watching us in the 9th inning and we hit the grand slam and your heart got broken, like everybody else at Baltimore, the heart stopped broken.
Fan. Chris has no ties to Baltimore.
But I know you wanted to talk mad smack on me though.
Hey, for Baltimore, free our boy Kevin Brown still. I think he's coming back today. Oh my God!
I'll tell you what. That's why Baltimore's losing.
Yeah, that's why they lost. Attaboy, Jay.
That's true, man.
Hey, well, speaking of Baltimore, as you can see, immaculate grid. Chris, have you ever done an immaculate grid? I don't think you've been on one here before.
Oh, he hasn't. No, he's a virgin to the immaculate grid.
So, Chris, let me explain it to you, brother. The immaculate grid is something we've done here for about 2 or 3 weeks going on now. As you can see, we have 5 teams in total. So, for example, we have the Phillies and the Rangers. We have to name a player who has played for all these teams here. So, Phillies and Rangers, Orioles and Phillies, Rockies and Phillies, and then also the Mariners and all these other teams over here. Also, 40-plus home run seasons for the Rangers, the Orioles, as well as the Colorado Rockies. Now, if we all put all our 4 noodles together, I think we can do it. Me and Jay got 8 of 9 last time because of a technicality. We got a comment in. I think it was Charlotte and Brooklyn. Someone wrote in and put Dennis Smith Jr., which was correct after I looked at it. But the reason is because Dennis Smith Jr. had not played a game for Brooklyn yet in the regular season. So that is why technically it was right, but unfortunately he has not played a regular season game. So
they have to play for all 5 teams?
No. So just a player. So let's just do it here. All right. When do you want to start off, guys? What do you have any softballs we could do? Anyone's here
for the Orioles. I want to. And I don't know if I'm right. No, actually, no. Go down to Colorado Rockies.
All right, Colorado who?
40-run home run season, Colorado Rockies. Can we put Todd Helton in there?
I think
Todd Helton got 40 home runs at least.
I would think so. Todd Helton. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right. I got one for the Orioles. What about
hold on, but Chris, if you're not understanding it, it's basically a cross grid. So, for example, what player played for the Philadelphia Phillies but also played for the Texas Rangers, and that would fill that square.
Okay, I see. So, like, who played for the Orioles and the Mariners?
So same player, but for both teams.
Okay.
And
I see where you're at now.
All right. I think we go ahead and do the probably the 40 home runs, and that'd be easiest. For the Orioles, what do you guys want to do? Chris Davis, that good run in the early 2010s.
Mac Jones.
I don't believe Mac Jones played for the
said
Orioles.
Mac
Tom Brady.
What are you talking about?
I'm putting Chris Davis.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then for the Phillies and Texas Rangers,
Okay.
can we possibly put Bobby Abreu?
Oh,
Jimmy
I like
Garoppolo.
that. Shut up, Frankie. Bobby Abreu.
He said Bobby
Hey, Jay, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Bobby Abreu did not play for both these teams.
Abreu was wrong.
All right, well, we
loser,
can't be
you suck.
perfect. All right, how about Texas Rangers 40-plus home runs? Josh Hamilton, you ever hit 40?
Yeah, I would.
I would say Hamilton.
Hamilton, all right, Josh
Yeah, I'm
Hamilton.
definitely going
MVP.
I'm definitely going Hamilton on that.
Former Cincinnati
Oh, yeah.
Red.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was with the Reds for like a season.
Henry
All right.
Ruggs.
At least we
Now
got
this
these
is where the
three.
hard part comes in.
I know this is where we have to actually try.
All right, here we go.
And we have to get all these in 5
Well,
guesses.
okay,
All right.
no. So since we
All
got
right,
one wrong,
all right,
we can't
one more
complete
time,
it.
Logan.
Oh,
One more
okay.
time, and if I'm wrong, you can flog me on this.
Okay.
Can't say that on here.
No, flog. You can say flog. It's not-
Henry Ruggs. Henry
All right, well,
Ruggs.
If
No, hold on. Stop it.
we got
Stop
him
it.
later
Can you put Kurt Simmons
for
for the for the Phillies, Texas? That's the only other guess I could think of.
Kurt Simmons. Let's do the C.
And
Peyton
that's-
Manning.
Yeah, C-U-R-T Simmons.
All right, he played from 47 to 67.
Just put that number in there, damn
All
it.
right. No, Jay, not Kurt
Son of a
Simmons.
bitch. All right, I
Jay
give
go
up.
way
I
back.
give up. No, 'cause-
Unless
no,
Jay
my
was thinking
dad
of some
always
other
talked
name.
no, my dad always talked about Kurt Simmons, and that's why I felt like I know Kurt played for Texas. I don't know if he played for Philly, but okay.
Well,
My
Stop
bad.
blaming it on
No.
your dad.
I'll be flogged later.
You know you watched him growing up. Stop blaming it on your dad.
No, not that. No, I was born in '72. That was impossible to watch until later.
You're old dad. You were born in
All right,
52.
All right, so we got 2 wrong. Means we can't complete the grid. Do we have any softballs we think could work here? The one that I think is going to trip me up is Colorado. Because, dude, I don't know.
Yeah,
They
that
won,
Colorado
like 4
is
players.
a hard one.
Yeah, because nobody pays attention to Colorado.
We've gotten Seattle
Hey,
like
look,
3
you're not
separate
lying.
times.
I mean, honestly, how many people do you think you could really honestly name from the Colorado Rockies? And
I mean,
DJ
and
LeMahieu.
I could tell you, Brian Bohannon was a
DJ
pitcher for
LeMahieu.
Colorado Rockies.
but
I
who
know
else is-
Brian Bohannon was also a pitcher for the Mets. I don't know
So-
if Brian Bohannon was a pitcher for the Rockies and the Orioles or the.
Is this-
No! Shit! Okay, hold on.
Relax.
Time out. Okay, watch this. I know this for a fact because he graduated from my
Just
high
say
school.
Who?
No, watch this. No, listen to me. I promise you, listen to me. Brian Bohannon
Okay.
was drafted by the Texas Rangers.
But did he
Okay,
play
I can
for
tell you
them?
that right now. And he played for the Texas Rangers, and he had Tommy John surgery after the Rangers. He also played for the New York Mets, and I know he played for the Colorado Rockies because I see him in his jersey. So
Well,
do me a favor,
Yes, but that's not a
in
thing.
that spot, put. You can't. Damn it! It's got to be Phillies
Yeah.
and fucking
I
all of
swear.
that build up for nothing.
He got all,
It's like
excited. Didn't
He
realize,
said, "I
oh,
got this
oh,
one, man."
It's
And
like
no.
playing Connect 4
I'm
with
sorry.
him.
All
Like,
right,
you play
well, I
Connect
did
4
get
with him,
excited.
and
I
he's
did
like,
get excited,
Oh,
but
God.
oh god, why
All
can't
right,
you?
come on, guys. We got 4 guesses to get as many as we can get right. We can get. Okay.
Joey Gallo didn't play for Seattle, did he?
No. That's good. I mean, he got. Obviously, I know he played for Texas.
Yeah, I know he played for the Texas Rangers.
I feel like there's got to be some pitchers out there, right? I feel like maybe like the 70s, maybe Philly and Baltimore had some crossover. I don't know who though.
Why every time I come on here we do this and it's a baseball thing?
Well, because we cycle them every show.
I always miss the football ones.
I know. Yeah, we did football. We're doing football on Saturday. That's Saturdays. We could just give up. We could just quit.
We're not quitters here.
All right.
Unless
Last
you're a
go
Cowboys
around.
Go.
man.
All right,
Let's-
Jay. Do you
let's
want to
go
redeem
around.
yourself?
Let's go around.
Okay.
I
All
know
right.
Roy Oswalt was traded to the played for the Rangers,
Okay. Oh,
and I believe, and I'm pretty.
He was on the
positive
Phillies.
He also played for the Phillies.
show me
The
Roy
last
Oswalt.
chance, Roy
I,
Oswalt.
this is the most confident I felt in this one. Attaboy, Jay. 2%.
Sweet.
Also, I don't know if
Jesus.
you see he's got the Astros hat on. Just had to show you.
I'm just saying, Roy Oswalt moved around quite, and I'm
He
thinking
did.
about guys that moved around quite a bit, and that's
Also,
where
yeah.
I'm trying to go with this. Okay, let's now the
That's
Orioles. Who really knows a lot about the Orioles or the Rockies for that matter, or
None
even
of us.
Seattle?
You know pretty a lot about Texas Rangers. This is starting to go into question here.
Oh,
Whatever.
man.
Texas and Seattle. I feel like there was a pitcher that shares those.
I'm
guys'
sure there
comments.
was.
I feel like it was a. And I'm thinking about pitches right now.
We could always go. There's some guys who play like Edwin Jackson. He played for 40 teams. You got Octavio Dotel or Oliver Perez, a relief pitcher. He played for like 6 teams.
All right. Seattle, Texas, Cliff Lee. And I know Cliff Lee because Cliff Lee, I remember when he played for Texas, and I'm pretty damn sure he got traded.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he got traded to Seattle.
Jay, you're redeeming yourself here.
No,
But I don't know about.
He's trying to put his fandom and loyalty in questioning right now.
Stop
Going
it.
in the air.
No. I'm thinking about back in past lives. And
Which is
where it
why
gets hard, where it gets hard for me is the Orioles and the Rockies, right? Because that's where it gets hard. It really gets freaking hard at Orioles and Rockies because I just don't know those guys well enough. What do you guys think?
It's easy when it's easy though for Rangers.
Well,
Frankie just instigated.
Okay, if you're trying to hint towards that.
No,
it is. Honestly, it is because being a Texas person, I do know those things. I don't know much about the rest because who pays? I don't even think Gonzo pays attention to the Orioles or the Rockies, to be honest with you, or Seattle for that matter.
I watch the Orioles some now that they're getting better, but yeah, I haven't.
What about you? Only watch the Orioles because they got number 1 in the AL. You were thinking about the Orioles earlier in past seasons because I wasn't thinking about them.
That's what I just said. I started watching some this season, but I didn't used to.
Hey, I like it when Gonzo gets spicy.
Chris, did you have an option here?
Nelson Cruz.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Nelson Cruz.
Oh, yeah, for Seattle and for Baltimore.
He has.
I mean, you could have said that for Seattle and Texas too. He played for Texas too.
Yeah. He played for a bunch of teams.
Well, show me Nelson Cruz, yes, sir.
Oh man!
So we can get 7 of the 9 if we get this next one right. Colorado is our Achilles heel. So
how about the only player I know from Colorado was Helton?
I know Todd Helton, Matt Holliday, and that's about it.
The only person I know is DJ Mayhew.
Hey, all right. No, I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
Who?
Somebody that got drafted to Texas.
No, watch this. I remember this, and I don't know if I'm right. I could be wrong. On this, but he was drafted by Houston. He went to Philly, and I think Frankie knows him so well.
Oh,
when he played for Boston, when they kicked the crap out of him and took the ring. Kurt Schilling for Philly and the Orioles. Let's go.
The first team.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Light it up. Light it up, baby.
Kurt Schilling for the Orioles. That doesn't sound right.
Just light it up.
Kurt Schilling played for the Orioles?
I don't remember that
I'm almost positive.
I'm going to throw this one out here, Jay.
Hey, look, I might be wrong on this. But I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna write it out. Put Kurt Schilling there. Gonzo. Hold on. Let's do this.
Okay, hey.
Hold on.
Jay.
If I'm wrong, you put Kurt Schilling there. If I'm wrong, I will wear a Cincinnati Reds jersey that I will buy off freaking Amazon. And I will wear it for a week.
Why Reds?
Because, look, my guess is
if Kurt Schilling's not there, I'll wear a Reds jersey for a week.
You wear Reds. If it's not there, you wear a Reds jersey for a week with a Patriots hat and some
Raiders. We're not going that far. I don't have that much money. I can buy an Amazon jersey for the Reds.
So my guess is going to be Ubaldo Jimenez. because I know he played for.
No, but you can do whatever you want.
All right,
we'll
go Kurt Schilling.
In that damn
Kurt
block.
Schilling. Show me Kurt Schilling. Yeah, I think you got it. Let me see.
Nope.
Wasn't it? Hold on.
Ruined it.
Hold on. I don't know if we got it right.
Yep, you better put that Reds jersey on your.
No,
on your
we got it right.
cart.
We got it right. He played for the. When did he play for the Orioles?
Yeah.
Back in 1953.
Hold on.
All I want you mofos
to
say
Kurt
is
Schilling played
Jason.
2 seasons.
Hey, all I want you to say is
seasons.
Jay McLovin for the win. Just say Jay McLovin
Jay,
for the win.
Jay, that was a deep cut. He played
that?
2 seasons in 88 and 90. He pitched in 44 games, 69 innings.
You might not have known this, but Kurt Schilling played for the Orioles and then came over to Houston. And then from Houston, he went elsewhere. I think he went to Boston from Houston at that point.
God.
Actually, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kurt Schilling also played for the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe, at one point.
So here are the most popular answers. So for the Phillies and Rangers, it was Cole Hamels. How did we not get this one? Mariners and Rangers, it was Alex Rodriguez.
How did we not get – that's right, because A-Rod actually was with Seattle.
Yeah, and then he went to Texas.
He went to Texas. I do remember that. He had a very short stint at Texas.
Wow.
I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Josh Hamilton, of course, we got that one. Kyle Gibson, who I think is still pitching today. He was the most popular answer here. Nelson Cruz, which we got. Chris Davis, which we got. Brad Hand.
I forgot about Brad Hand has been around a lot of teams, though.
He's played for every team in the NL East.
He's been around a lot.
Oh, my God. Jamie Moyer. I forgot all about he played for 50 teams
I don't
also.
even remember Jamie Moyer.
You don't?
So again,
that
Colorado
like
Rockies thing, that was a tough one because I don't remember a lot about the Rockies.
So we got 7 of the 9.
We got all but 2, right? That's not bad.
All but 2. Hey. I feel better about it. We started off rough. Hey. We got 2 straight wrong, but hey, we pulled together.
Look at this. How many people do you honestly think really know about the Colorado Rockies or the Orioles? I mean, how many people
do you
really think know that much information? I mean, you got to be really like a Colorado guy or an Orioles guy to really know that kind of information. No, so I feel good. The fact that we came too shy,
I feel good.
I'm okay with that.
I am an Oriole guy. I love Oreos.
Oh, yeah?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You like
Oreos that are regular teams.
Frankie likes the double stuffed.
I like the double stuffed Oreos.
There you go.
We're not going that direction.
Like I said, we're doing football on Saturday, Frankie. So if you're able to, edition then. All right. So speaking of football, fantasy football, right around the corner. We do have a league we're going to be doing here. Still got we're right there with the draft. We still have to nail a date down, make sure everyone's cool with it. Right at the cutting edge.
It's nailed down. Down. If you don't mind, Logan, if you don't mind, I'm nailing it down. It is nailed. It is coffined. I just talked to Tony off the phone not that long ago, Gonzo. I hope you don't mind that I'm talking to your dad behind your back. I really don't care.
Oh, man.
That's who. You know
why? No, you know why? Because me and Tony, we see eye to eye. Gonzo, he's a little younger. Gonzo's a little younger in the tooth, but me and Tony. Hey, look, let's be honest. I'm old enough to be Gonzo's dad. Gonzo, you don't know this. I'm not your dad. I will probably tell you that. But I'm old enough to be your dad. But that's neither here nor there. Me and Tony have nailed down the draft conference. No, we're not doing Maury. We're not doing Geraldo. It's bona fide that Tony is Gonzo's dad.
And we're not doing that.
That is.
Anyways, Jay. What's the announcement?
Damn, Chris, you must be real young.
Chris is pretty young. He's younger than you think. It doesn't matter. This is what we've nailed down. The nailed down date is Sunday, August the 20th, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern.
That's when we're going to be drafting.
That is the date. God. That is the official, I don't give a damn date, Sunday, August 20th, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. You've noted it. And Frankie has noted it. Yep. Tony has noted it. Gonzo has noted it. We're all good to go. Everybody will formulate. Yeah,
I'm not going to be available.
I talked to your dad.
I'm not going to be available that day, Jay.
You're already in there. No, Gonzo, you're
He
already
said, "I
in
talked
there,
to
and
your
you don't even
father,
know you're in there.
and
It's
you are
good.
in."
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Gonzo, I got you through proxy through Tony. Don't worry about it. Your dad's. If you got a problem with it, handle that shit internally. Okay, you
hey,
go talk to your dad
Jay.
about it.
Chill,
Okay.
Jay.
Hey,
Stuff. No, I didn't say the wrong. I said the wrong S word. Stuff. If you got a
There we
problem with
go.
Gonzo, you just go
Cincinnati
talk
has
to
a game
Daddy
that
Bear,
day. I'm not going to
okay?
be able to make it.
Oh,
You
okay.
talk to Daddy Bear. No, you talk.
Wait, hey. Let's talk about look, I don't know if we're gonna do our strategies. Jay just said let's talk strategies. So I said, all right.
Okay,
sure.
we're talking strike, but I do want to officially know that August 20th,
Yeah.
5
Oh my
p.m.
God.
Central,
5 Central, 6
p.m.
Eastern.
Eastern
Yes.
is the date. Okay.
All right.
Let's
So,
talk some strategy. If you don't
strategies.
mind,
We
can I
got
go
you. We
first?
got
Is
you.
it okay?
What's
Hold on.
that?
So it's August 20th at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, right?
No, bullshit.
5 Central. Yeah, you know what it is. Go up 1 hour.
You wrote it down. I texted it to you in the chat group.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Don't play dumb with me, okay? Don't play dumb.
So,
Logan, you gotta let me lead this off. You
all
gotta
right.
let me.
Well,
Logan,
Jay,
you
I don't know
gotta
if
let
you're
me.
going to give away your strategies or just general strategies, but
No, you know
this is your
what?
topic,
No,
so
you
go
know
ahead,
what?
man.
No, you're right. It may be general strategy. Look, I'm just gonna go real quick. It's gonna be real super quick. Look, here's how I look at the draft. Old school draft theology was the robust running back system, meaning that you drafted specifically running back the first 2 rounds to try to get them out the way. That has kind of lended itself down the pipeline to a 0 running back system, which is basically where you draft pass catching running backs in the later rounds so you can focus on the wide receivers at hand. Then, or you could be what I suggest, a hero running back system, which is what I've applied the last few times, which is where the first round you draft the number 1 wideout available, and then you get a pass catching 0 system wideout in the later rounds, and you focus on the wide receivers. So this is what I say. This is how I normally draft. Wait to draft a quarterback until rounds 3 or 4. Oh, you son of a bitch! Really? Fuck me.
Hey, chill,
Hey.
Jay. Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, my screen. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't.
You
I
got
didn't know
one
I was
more.
still on there.
Continue.
No, hold on. My computer went straight black, and I thought my power died. I straight up apologize if you heard those last 2 comments. I actually thought I was off the air completely.
Go ahead, Jay.
I apologize. No, wait to draft a quarterback for rounds 3 or 4. I really think if you draft a 3 or 4 at a quarterback, you're going to get a really good standing quarterback. I think the first 1 and 2 rounds should be kind of sort of best available. I would tell you specifically, get your running back, the number 1 running back being Nick Chubb. If you're drafting number 1, draft Nick Chubb. Yes, draft Nick Chubb.
Why Nick Chubb?
Oh my God.
No, absolutely draft Nick Chubb.
You would take Nick Chubb.
Hold on. You're going to say –
if you had the number 1
draft
pick,
Christian McCaffrey.
if you had the number 1 pick of the draft, you would take Nick Chubb.
Okay. Let me say what I gotta say because you're gonna have your full field.
I'm just asking a question. Is that what you're saying? You would take Chubb number 1 overall?
Absolutely, I take Nick Chubb number 1
and
overall.
and that's why you're not gonna win the
No,
championship.
number 1. I'm just telling you, if I got the number 1 draft, I'm taking Nick Chubb. Number 1. He is the best running back. He is the best running back. And okay, you can say you can make a case for Justin Jefferson if you want to take Justin Jefferson number 1. Certainly do so. But here's the problem with that: the wide receiver class is extremely deep. There are so many wideouts you can pick up in the second round to complement your number 1 running back. Because if you're not taking a running back at number 1, I would be highly curious as to why. Because running backs at number 1, the high caliber, the top tier running backs. That's a hard thing to achieve. I can get lower level wide receivers that are going to fill that gap. But let me just say what I got to say. You guys give your thoughts and process on it as well. I say draft a quarterback 3 or 4. I think the first round should be on your stud running backs like Chubb or McCaffrey or possibly – no, actually, I'm not going to put him in there because he hasn't signed on. So I'm not going to put – I would say Chubb or McCaffrey as your stud running backs. A robust – draft is basically old school, taking a running back to back, rounds 1 and 2 before drafting a wide receiver. That leaves you vulnerable right? Rounds 1 and 2 that leaves you vulnerable to taking a high wide receiver like a Justin Jefferson and like-minded wide receivers. Rounds 1 and 2 before drafting a wide receiver leaves you vulnerable. So a zero running back system or a zero running back draft strategy would be where you take a running back round 6 or 7 if you're doing the pass catching running backs, which leaves you highly taking the higher wide receivers like a Jefferson or Chase or Diggs or whoever. And then you got the hero system, like I said before, where you take a studded running back in the first round and then you come up back with a high running back or a high wide receiver in the second round. Or maybe if the draft flow lends itself, for example, if Chubb and McCaffrey are off the board and you're drafting, then I would say take your number 1 wide receiver, the best wide receiver available, and then come back for your running back in the second round. That's all I'm saying about that.
Okay.
Can I ask something?
Hold on.
Oh my God! You just said that's all you had to say.
I'm almost done. All 3 styles can work. It just depends on the way the draft is flowing, your personal preference, and your tolerance for risk. What I mean by that is this. When you're drafting, right, you're obviously going to follow the flow of the draft, right? But also look at the risk and also look at the high reward. In other words, if you're drafting 4 or 5, let's say you're drafting 4 or 5, and Nick Chubb and McCaffrey are off the board, I'm not going to draft a running back at that point. I'm going to take the number 1 wideout that's available, right? Because wideouts get you what? Lots of points as well. So I'm taking a guy like Justin Jefferson. When I look at tight ends, I'm not looking at tight ends until rounds 4 or 5, maybe even 5 or 6, because there's 2 ranks of tight ends, right? You got Hawkinson, Kelsey, and Andrews. That's your tier 1 tight end. Tier 2 would be maybe like Pitts, Dalton Schultz, and so forth. So I'm not looking at. So if you're looking at a tier 1 wide receiver at a tight end position, you may look at Travis Kelsey maybe at an earlier round. But I'm looking at tight ends maybe around rounds 5 or 6, and I'm not even looking at defense until rounds 11, 12, or 13, or the last 3 or 4 rounds of the draft. Right? That's just how I look at it.
That's what I would do with it.
You guys may look at it differently, but that's my strategy. I'm looking at quarterback around 3 or 4. I'm looking at running backs and wide receivers rounds 1 and 2, 5 and 6. I'm not looking at tight ends till 6 or 7 round.
All right, fellas. So we know the strategy to block McLovin. No, I'm just kidding.
Not really, because
Frankie,
you don't know if that's really my strategy.
No.
But it probably is.
Frankie, what do you got to say, brother?
For one, Nick Chubb. If you have the number 1 overall pick, if you go after Nick Chubb with the number 1 overall pick, you're asking for a losing season. And I'm not saying that because Nick Chubb is a bad running back. Nick Chubb is a great running back, obviously, but he's not the best running back, Jay. You got way more better running back.
He doesn't have to be the best. He has to be the most used.
Excuse me. Don't interrupt.
Well, you interrupted me too. So
no, I didn't. I let you talk.
Yes, sir.
Nick Chubb is not the best running back out there. Obviously, if you have the number 1, these are the first 3 running backs you should obviously look at before even trying to look at Nick Chubb. Christian McCaffrey, number 1. Saquon Barkley, number 2. And the running back from the New York Jets at number 3. Those are the first 3 running backs you need to look at before you even think about getting Nick Chubb. Because you're forgetting that Nick Chubb is with the Cleveland Browns, who don't even have a good offensive line. They really don't. They don't, Jay. I'm just saying.
I'm looking at a guy coming off an ACL, and you want to take a chance off an ACL that he's going to be back to 100%. This is what you're betting your number 1 pick on? Really? Is that really what
you not see? Okay,
bet number 1 off a guy coming off an ACL?
Okay, for one.
I'm just saying, look at history.
Okay.
Look at the history.
I got Saquon last year, and look what he did. I'm just saying, it worked for me.
I'm going to have to mute Jay because I'm tired of Jay interrupting. For one, stop interrupting me. All right, and 2, number 2, Christian McCaffrey, yes, tore his ACL, but look what he did. The man came back with the Carolina Panthers, was running that team by himself, still got traded to the San Francisco 49ers, and still was on top of his game as the top running back in the league. So don't sit there and say, oh, you and put your trust on someone who tore his ACL, da-da-da. Saquon Barkley also tore his ACL, and look what he did for the Giants. Like, come on.
3 years later, he did.
You could say the same thing with Christian McCaffrey, and look what he did.
True on that. You're
Compared to
again.
Nick Chubb, who
I agree.
hasn't.
I agree. I'm not
Compared to
disagreeing with
Nick
you on
Chubb, who
McCaffrey.
hasn't torn his, and Chubb hasn't torn his ACL, and yet he's not even up there on the boards with Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Just saying. And then also to get it to wait really late to get a tight end, that's just insane. That's just
Okay.
insane. I mean, if you go, I'll say with you, if you go first 5 picks and all the best running backs are gone, the first thing you should do is get your tight end because it's really hard to get a good tight end. That will be your first thing to do. Your wide receivers, like you said, the wide receiver depth chart is deep. It's crazy deep, and with the amount of it depends on the amount of fantasy owners that you're playing with. Like for us this year, we have 12. So with those 12, you can literally get some good, decent wide receivers, second round, third round, even fourth round. You really can. The first thing you want to do is get those top tier players: Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, whatever his name is from the Jets. I don't know his name because I don't care about any Jets player.
Brees Hall.
Yeah,
Brees
whatever.
Hall. Let me ask you
Also
this: when
coming
it
up
comes to
in
tight
ACL
ends,
injury.
hold on. When it comes to tight ends, I look at 2 tiers. You tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When it comes to tight ends, you got Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson. That's your tier 1. I would say tier 2 would be Schultz, would be Pitts, and would be Darren Waller that just went off to the New York Giants. That would be your tier 2. Now, so what I'm saying is you got to look at the flow of the draft.
So
You got to look at the way because what if Andrews and Kelsey comes off early? Are you going to wait for Andrews, or are you or is that going to speed up? You take Andrews.
Chris, go ahead, Chris.
I'm with Frankie on the tight ends though. I go for a tight end in an earlier round than I do maybe some of the receivers.
When you say earlier round,
Let me
finish.
And the reason I do is because, like Frankie said, there's a lot more depth at receiver. Where
especially this year,
you get through the first 5 or 6 tight ends.
Earlier rounds, like what is earlier rounds to you?
Well, it depends on a lot
The
of it.
first
Depends
3
on,
rounds. The first 3 rounds.
First 3 rounds. Because I'll be honest with you, if I'm in the first round and say I got the 12th pick, I got the last pick of the first round. Most of the good running backs are gone. I'll take Travis Kelce.
No, I get that. Absolutely.
Travis Kelce, I know he's a tight end, but he's one of the top scorers every year. He's helped me win fantasy leagues. So I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what though? I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Kelce is, and I've seen this numerous times in numerous drafts that I've been in, and I think you have too, Chris, where Travis Kelce goes in the first round. And I think if it comes down to you in the second or third round, you're probably either looking at Hawkinson or you're looking at Andrews in the second or third round. So
what I'm saying is, and like you said, you would draft quarterback in like 3rd or 4th round. I usually don't worry about a quarterback till later on.
And I get that. So let me ask you this: if Kelce goes in the first round, when would you start looking at drafting Andrews or Hawkinson? At what rounds would you start looking at that?
Beginning of the second, towards the end of the first.
Second on.
It
just depends.
It just depends on who's available.
Yeah, because if everyone's going after tight ends, then I feel like you got to grab what you can. But it just depends on who's drafting who, really.
I agree with you. Hey, tight end is a very small selection group. Like you only have a small window at tight end. You either get it or you don't. I feel like wide receiver. It's so deep at wide receiver that you can make up wide receiver. I feel like tight end and running back are so scarce at those top
running back.
Especially the way the game has changed.
And also getting a good backup. And getting a good backup running back is also essential. Also, especially this year with half the guys not even signed to contracts, you really have to look at who you could get for your running backs. So it is interesting. It is interesting, but
this year will be a little different too because there's not 20.
There's not 20 people. Yeah, it's not everyone's picked over. We actually have some options.
I will say this. Hey, I will
tell
you
those late rounds. It was hard.
Yeah, you do.
For a group of 20 guys, the 4 that you see on this panel, we were pretty high up there in 20 people. I will tell you, we were pretty high up there. Me and Chris were pretty high up there. I know Frankie was high up there. Yep. And then, of course, Logan. I think Logan made it. Did you make it to the final?
I did. I lost by like 5 points.
So I just want you to know that Logan is considered, in my opinion, the top guru. Because out of 20 people,
we all made it to the playoffs.
We did. We did. Look, say what you want, but this 4 guys on this panel out of 20,
pretty good.
I didn't make the playoffs.
And shout out Damian Hernandez, the biggest loser. He went 0-18.
It got difficult
Damn.
in the
Damn,
later
I didn't want to
rounds
go that
because
direction. I didn't want to go that direction.
Jay, he had Mitchell Trubisky as his quarterback the whole season. He had a kicker who ain't in the league. I
think Damien gave up after a certain
Damien
point.
forgot his password and forgot
Hey,
about
I just want y'all to know that Jay McLovin started out at number 19. You know what number 20 was? Damien. And when it was all over with, Jay McLovin went from number 19 to 8. I went from number 19 to be in the top 5. I just want you to know that. That's not a hard, and I did it all on sleepers. Okay?
All right. Well, guys, let's get serious here. Final topic before we get into final thoughts. Henry Ruggs III, he got sentenced to jail for, we all know what happened a couple of years ago in that crazy, insane, just depressing case of him driving way too fast and unfortunately killing a woman as well as her dog. This was going back and forth for a while now. Finally, he got sentenced.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's expected he's going to be in jail anywhere from, it says 3 to 10 years. So we will see how long he is actually going to be incarcerated for. But there is I don't know if you guys saw any of the court proceedings, but it was just a sad thing overall with the family of the woman was there. They had photos and was just giving their thoughts on the whole situation. And I believe Ruggs is 24 now.
Yeah, he is. Here, if you don't mind, I'm gonna leave this off and you guys wrap it up. Hey, Ruggs got 3 to 10, but let's be honest, they've already said that he'll be eligible for parole at 3 years. So whether he gets 3 to 10, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, the end result is he'll be eligible for parole at 3 years. So we know at very least he's 24 years old, most likely on good behavior and all the stuff that he'll do while he's in prison. Most likely he'll be out at 27 years old. And at 27, if he convinced another team to take him on, whether it be the NFL, the CFL, or European football leagues, there's an avenue for him to still, at that age, pursue a career. And no matter what, he can still pursue a career, or he'll have enough money to sustain the rest of his natural life if he does his money correctly. Because we all know that Ruggs brought in plenty of money on that first contract, more so than what you and I could ever bring in. Okay, here's the deal about this. Is what pisses me off about this. The guy got a fatal DUI of a woman and her dog, and we're gonna say their names: Tina Turner, and her dog's name was Max. What pisses me off was the accident is not what killed her. It's not. They've said that if her door could have been opened up, her and Max could have walked away and been just fine, and they would have filed their normal insurance claims as normal, and everything would have been whatever. It is what it is. What killed her was the thermal injuries. And I love how they say that, thermal injuries. What that means is she burned to death. Now, I don't know if you guys ever burned yourself by accident or a cigarette burn or whatever. I remember one time by accident, I put my hand in a fire by accident, didn't know what I was doing. And the flame was so hot. The intensity of it was just, the magnitude was something I would never want to experience over the long haul until I'm done.
I don't get burned. I'm from House Targaryen.
Hey, don't do that, Frankie.
Hey,
we're not doing that.
Now,
Frankie,
man.
we're not doing that. Frankie, we're not going that route. We're not going to do that.
The woman,
the guy will be eligible for parole in 3 years. Ruggs is 24. He pled guilty to 1 count of DUI, resulting in death, 1 count of vehicular manslaughter. Again, she burned to death. Her dog burned to death. He said, quote unquote, "My actions are not a true reflection of me." That pisses me off when I hear somebody say that shit. Because you know what? Words, I can say words to you all day. Words are not a reflection of you. Everybody knows that you judge somebody not by their words. You judge somebody by their actions. And I'm judging him by his actions. and I got more to exactly tell about exactly what those actions were. Your actions are, you can be judged by, so therefore the true of who you are is what you're going to be. Meaning that you knew, and he even admitted that he got in that car. He knew he was drunk. He specifically stated in the court proceedings that when he got in that car, he knew he was drunk. What he doesn't say, or what he does, no, actually, what he does say is after he got in the car, he knew he was drunk. He doesn't remember the trip, leaving his friends' little get together to hitting the lady that he hit. He has no recollection of that journey up until the point where he crashed into the car. Then he recollects. Bruh, you get in the car, you already know you're drunk, and you don't want me to judge you by your actions? Are you freaking kidding me? Tina Turner was everything for her family. She was the anchor for her family. She came to the U.S. from Serbia as a toddler. She was a translator for her dad, and she was a babysitter for her nephews. She was killed on the morning she was going to pick up her dad from work. And you don't want me to judge you on your actions. His girlfriend was also in the car. They had 20 drinks with tequila in it. And I don't know if you're familiar with tequila, but tequila is a mighty powerful alcohol. They had 20 drinks of tequila between the two of them at Topgolf. Then they went to their friend's house where they had more drinks. Then he gets into his car to leave that party, only to strike Tina as she's on her way to pick up her dad from work. He admitted in a call from prison, and I'm going to end with this. He admitted in a call from prison that he knew he was drunk. What he said was, when I got into the car, I don't remember the drive from where I left until where I killed her. And she burned to death. And her dog burned to death. And you wanted me to think I'm okay with a 3 to 10 year, and you'll be out on parole in 3, and you think it's okay. What kind of world are we freaking living in? What kind of world are we living in? I'm gonna close with this. What kind of world are we living in where a woman will burn to death? And like I said, if you don't know what it feels like to burn to death, I can tell you from personal experience, the smoke inhalation alone makes you cough, gag, breathe for air that's not there. And just by the smoke inhalation alone is painful. I know that from personal experience. I know from personal experience, smoke inhalation by itself is painful. And then you throw flame on top of that, and you think the 3 to 10 is okay. The world we live in is jacked up. Our legal system is jacked up. Henry Ruggs, I hope the rest of your life is filled with torment like the family of Tina's is and like she was. I'm done.
Gonzo, any thoughts on the jail sentence today?
Unfortunately, he got about what I figured he would get. I mean, with the way our law system set up, people get more for selling get more time in prison for selling drugs than they do if you end up killing somebody. That's I don't know how that we got to that point, but that's how it is. I know people that weren't stars like Ruggs that have had similar things that happened that got around 10 years, done 5, usually do half of it, 5. So it ain't like he's getting special treatment because of he's an NFL player. But I mean, I thought he deserved to get longer than what he got. But just because I know, like around here, I know people that got 10 years, done 5. They might not have been going to 156, but they killed somebody driving when they shouldn't have been drinking and drove. So I mean, and honestly, I think he ends up playing football again. I really do. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up back in the NFL. I think he might have to play a year somewhere else, and then he might get a minimum contract, and get a chance. But it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see him play football again.
Frankie, do you have any thoughts on this?
Nah, man, I don't got no thoughts at all. It's sickening and it's sad. Sickening, sad. It's sad, sickening.
Yeah, it's a tragic situation.
I do have one thing to add.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. It is what it is. Look, nobody thinks nothing about this kind of stuff. Nobody has any thoughts about this until it hits your house. When it hits your family, then you have a certain kind of wherewithal as to how you feel about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not related to Tina. I don't know Tina from Adam. But I feel for her family. I feel for what she went through. I don't have to be related to her to know that how sad this is, how torturous her death was. But at the end of the day, Logan, and like Chris said a minute ago, it all goes down to what the legal ramifications are. If it's manslaughter, it's manslaughter, and there's a certain level of whatever's, right? Yeah. But I'll tell you this, I promise you this, nobody can say anything unless it hits your family. If Henry Ruggs would have killed Gonzo's sister or Frankie's sister or your sister or my sister, I promise you how you feel about this would change.
Well, Jay, I've had this hit my family, except I was on the end of the Henry Ruggs side of it. So I've dealt with it from that side. I've dealt with it from the other side, that being the family member of the person that made the big mistake. So I've dealt with it, and I've seen how it changed my family member's life, and how he's changed his life and what he's doing now. So,
hey, watch this. I'm gonna do one better.
I've dealt with it.
I'm doing better. I'm glad, and Gonzo, I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because this is not something I would normally share with people. I certainly wouldn't do this online, but I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I was a drunk driver, and I hit a man. Matter of fact, I hit 8 people, and by the grace of God, nobody died. Everybody lived. But at the same time, there was a certain period of time in my life, about a good 8 months, where I didn't know if I was going to jail for manslaughter. So when I tell you, I know from personal experience. And it's not. Hold on. What I'm saying is, it's not something to make light of. And Henry Ruggs, what Henry Ruggs did, I resonate with. What your family member did, Gonzo, I resonate with. There was a time when I really thought, I didn't know if I was going to jail or if I was going to be a free citizen. I didn't know. So I'm just trying to tell you, and I speak this, anybody out there that's listening, drinking and driving, it's no joke. It's serious business.
Stupidity.
It's stupid.
No, you're right. It's extreme.
The reason I brought up that I've dealt with on the other side is because I also know how it affects the person that got killed. It affects their family, but also affects the whole family.
It does. It affects everything. And I will tell you, when I had my accident, when this all happened, I was 16 years old. I was a junior in high school. And what happened was, I had a guy that was above me and where I worked at, and I was going into the Marine Corps DEP program, and he was a Marine drill sergeant, retired, that got on. So I had a 34-year-old man, no, actually it was a 40-year-old man, saying, "Hey, let's go out and have some dinner. You made it into the Marine program. We're going to do this, we're going to do that." And I was sitting there, and he kept saying, "Hey, let's get some drinks." And I was telling him no. But he was giving me the drinks anyway, and of course, eventually, I said yes.
That's your fault.
I had an adult serving me alcohol. I had a waitress that knew I was underage. I was telling him I shouldn't be doing this, but at the end of the day, I'm going to take responsibility for it. I could have said no. I could have said no, but I gave in to peer pressure, and I said yes, and bad things happened. All I'm trying to say is this. The lesson I learned from this, and the lesson I'm telling everybody is, don't drink. If you're going to drive, don't drink. Get an Uber. Nowadays, you can get an Uber. There's so many resources out there that people can have a good time and do what they want to do and still make it home safe.
Yep.
And I think that's the
it.
end all be all lesson is get Uber. Freak it out. Have a plan for how you're gonna drink and how you're gonna get home.
Those look like the Kanye.
Well said. Well said, Jay. Well said. All right, fellas, let's get into our final thoughts here. Anything else you want to say here before we wrap things up for tonight? Chris, I'll start with you.
I'm excited for some football tonight.
Yes, sir.
And football's finally back. I know it's just preseason, but at least there's football. We're 20. Little League baseball. Always enjoy watching that.
Oh, yeah.
The regionals are going on right now to get down to the final teams. And then other than that, that's about all I have.
All right, Frankie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, football's back. I'm excited, just like Chris. I just want a little bit more. I know that this is preseason, but damn, this game is boring the shit out of me.
It's
language.
3-0.
It's still 3-0, almost halftime. Like it's getting boring
it's
now.
It's preseason. How can you get excited about preseason?
Because it's football.
It
you're
is
watching
football.
your team.
There's football. There's football back on.
That's
how you know. That's how you know Jay's love for football went down. Being a Cowboys fan.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm locked into baseball right now.
Hey, because I'm about to say when the Astros were rough a couple of years ago, Jay was all in on the preseason. I know. Yeah. When the Astros were losing 100 games a year, I know he didn't care about this team. Let's go Cowboys.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, but when we went through those 3 years of 100+ lost seasons, yeah, Jay was riding the low train. Let me tell you, we riding the low train. But Jay's all about baseball right now. I can't get into football because, unlike Frankie, I got a team that's actually going a chance for the World Series. Gonzo actually has a team that can make it into the wild card and get into the World Series. Frankie, on the other hand, not so much. Not so much. I'm gonna end it with this. Okay. I'm gonna end it with this. Hey, man. All I know is, hey, look, watch this. I'm looking forward to taking care of business with the Yankees at home. I'm looking forward to taking care of business with the Rangers at home.
Hold on, didn't you say that
right now?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm telling you. Watch this. Hold on. Let me say it, then you can say whatever you want. I promise you, Frankie, I'm done after this. I'm done. When the Astros get done with the Rangers, because right now I think we're 3 games back of the Rangers, depending on how well they do against the San Francisco Giants in their series. But currently, we'll probably be about 3 games back of the Rangers. We got a 3-game homestand against the Rangers. I am predicting that when the Rangers come to Houston and we play the Rangers at home in Houston on that 3-game series, then when it's all said and done, the Astros will come out number 1 in their division at home in that Rangers series. And I'm done.
And my final thoughts, I appreciate all of you for coming on today. Chris, Jay, and Frankie. Good show overall. Powerful show, an emotional show. We got through it nonetheless, fellas. Episode 362 is in the books. Once again, check us out on all of our social media platforms. Facebook at Unscripted, Twitter or X.com at Unscripted Guys. And then under Unscripted Sports, you can check us out on TikTok, YouTube, and on Twitch. Once again, for Frankie, for Chris, and for Jay, I've been your host and producer tonight, Logan Landers. Enjoy the rest of your nights, everyone, and we'll talk to you again on Saturday.